Hey, my lovers and friends, it's your girl Tiffany Rochelle here, the people's cheerleader, and I am about to volunteer you to do something. I know you're probably wondering, what am I about to volunteer you for? Well, this is what I need for you to do. I need you to like and subscribe to this show and this channel. So if you will, go ahead and minimize the screen and hit the subscribe button and make sure you turn those notifications on because that's important for you to be able to stay connected with me and the community. So like this show, subscribe to this channel, and make sure you stay tuning in. I also need for you to make sure that you share this show with somebody. You never know whose life you're going to be impacting by sharing this with someone. So show me that sharing is caring in your life and share this show with someone. So I'm going to stop talking right now so we can get to my amazing VIP that's here with me on tonight. Here we grow. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. It is such a privilege and an honor for you to tune in to tonight's show. I have a fabulous guest here with me who is going to be considered a very special person, my VIP. I'm super glad that I have him, but thank you again for spending some of your non-refundable time with me and my VIP. He's about to drop some amazing nuggets. You hear me? This man is super phenomenal. He is the ultimate measure of a man. And it's not where he stands in the moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. He is a refined man shaped by the hands of the Lord. He's a business owner, and I have known him for several decades. Yes, I did say decades. Okay, thank you and very much. And I've always known him to be super transparent. He's full of life, and he's someone who is very, very encouraging. He's encouraged me on numerous occasions. And he's the same guy that's always willing to make improvements to himself, but he's remained to be the same. So I'm going to present to you my friend, Rodney Woody Kirkwood.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Tiffany? What's going on?
This has been a long time coming. I'm so grateful that you have graced me and my lovers and friends. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Listen, it is an honor. It's an honor to be on any platform that anyone will invite you to, just to share whatever God has given you. So I'm all for that. You know,
okay.
I'm all for that. It's an honor.
That's what's up. I appreciate that. So before we get into any conversations, there's something that I always like to ask every VIP. Tell me what you're thankful for.
Oh my goodness. I am thankful for growth.
Okay.
I am thankful for growth because God created us for growth. Mm-hmm. When I read Romans 8:28, it says all things work together for the good, for them that love God and those that are called according to his purpose. But verse 29 is the one that really gets me. He said, for those who God foreknew, mm-hmm. he predestined mm-hmm. that they would conform to the image of his son. So every day there's a challenge, there's a decree, there is an expectation to conform to the image of Christ, which requires growth. Right. Requires growth. So that's what I'm thankful for. Because without growth, I can't please God in the way that I need to, you know?
That's what's, man, you know what? You starting off kind of hot. I don't know if you got room to grow.
Hey, listen, hey, you asked the question. So I'm just, I'm thankful for it, you know?
Jeez. Oh, I'm grateful for it too. Jeez, yeah. You did make reference to something that was super fabulous, and you were talking about growth. And mm-hmm. I'm definitely an individual that's all about growth.
Yeah.
And I have to say, after all the years that I have known you, you have grown tremendously, Mr. Business Owner.
Well, thank you.
But you are always evolving in everything. I can't just say evolving in business. I can't just box you into one thing. You are a total evolution, so to speak. So what does evolving and refining as a man mean to you?
Whew. Is allowing, first of all, not only understanding but accepting the process.
Okay.
Um, there's a process to everything. Back in the day when I was younger, I would dream of being where I am now, right? But I would dream of being where I am now with little effort.
Okay.
Because you know how we fantasize about having the biggest this and having this amount of money, having this type of house, having whatever, all the things that we fantasize about. But it's something how we animate things so much to a point um, that we exclude uh, real life situations. we, we exclude the struggle. We exclude the cost
Okay.
of what it means to um, be somebody um, that is being refined by God in order to obtain the things that He has for you. And
Mhm.
so the process is so important. And many times we um, despise the process.
Mhm.
We get angry at the process.
Mhm.
We question the process.
Mhm.
And when we do that, we got to be careful in that process that we don't quit, that we don't give up, that we don't lose our faith, that we don't lose our hope.
Mhm.
Nobody likes being in the fire. Nobody likes the heat. Nobody likes, I know when people work out or whatever, sometimes you go into the steam room
Mhm.
and you got
It
to
feels
sit
good
in the
in there
steam
though.
room, right?
I'll be
Yeah,
cold. It'll feel good in there.
yeah, okay. But some people don't like the steam, you know.
I know it
Now,
mess
as
up my
one is, and you know what, Tiff, it's one thing to choose the steam room,
yeah.
but it's another thing to be volunteered in one that you didn't ask for.
Right.
And when God processes you,
Mhm.
He volunteers you into one at
Mhm.
a time where you're not even expecting to be put in one, you
Mhm.
know. And however, because I walk with God enough and I'm mature enough
Mhm.
to trust Him, that I have to trust Him in how He's leading me to where He wants me to be. Because where He wants me to be is a blessed place.
Mhm.
It's an area that He predestined, like I said earlier, that He predestined for me to walk in. However, as a man,
Mhm.
you better understand the process, and
Yeah.
the process is not fun. It doesn't feel good,
Right. Right.
you know.
Right.
However, you got to trust that whatever God is allowing to go on in your life is for your good. And so, process is very, very important. The knowing that there's a process, but also an understanding, and even this right here, understanding having an understanding in the areas that it doesn't make sense.
Hmm. Doc, you dropping some stuff on tonight. I think this is applicable for not just men. I think that's overall,
Yeah,
like for anybody. Understanding the process is definitely something that's key. And your
yeah.
shirt speaking life to that too, because your mindset is everything in the process of
Ooh,
going through what you're going
yes.
through. Your mindset really matters because that's going to help you either focus and say, you know what, okay, shake myself, I can keep going, or like,
Hmm.
you know, forget this, I'm done, it's over with. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and pull my blanket on and I'm
Yeah,
just gonna hold. So your mindset during the process really matters and is meaningful. And I mean, geez, man, I guess every
yes.
round goes higher. I'm scared to ask you any more questions.
Let's go. Let's help. Let's hey shoot. I'm being helped in the discussion. You know what I'm saying? So it's always
That's,
good to be reminded of what God is doing, and even as we're discussing this,
mhm.
it's like you're learning over again.
Yeah.
Just got to hear things over again to even encourage you and inspire each other in where we in right now. So yeah,
Mhm. Do
yeah.
you think that societal expectations for men are changing for the better? Because you guys got some awesome responsibilities. And I'm saying
Hmm.
awesome, but you can use that word and change it to whatever you you want to
Yeah.
fix it to. But there's some pressures and there's some expectations that are labeled on gentlemen, on men, and
Hmm.
society and us ladies expect you guys to be and have and operate in a certain way. Do you think
Hmm.
they're changing for the better, or do you think they've remained the same? What do you think about
I think some areas remain the same, and I think some areas are changing for the better.
it? Okay.
The
Okay.
reason I say it's changing for the better is that there's plenty of we're check it out. We're living in a time where not only there was a time where it was just Jesus and Jesus alone, right?
Okay.
Now we got Jesus in therapy.
Okay.
Okay. And so there was a time where therapy is not like it's not as prevalent, it's not as known
Okay.
as it is in this day and time now.
Mhm.
And not just therapy, there's now more conversations being had about what it really means to be a man,
Mm.
what it really means to be anointed and who God has chosen
Sure.
for you to be. What it
Mhm.
really means to be a husband, what it really means to be a father, what it really means to be a friend, what it really means to be a brother, what it really means to be a worker or a business owner, right?
Right.
So there's more conversations being had now. So basically, there's more exposure
Mhm.
to the dysfunctions. There's more exposure to the what's the word I'm looking for? Um, to the things that we were told that we shouldn't do as a man, right?
Yeah.
So there's more exposure to those areas that where we thought we were right,
Mhm. Oh.
and which now gives opportunity for us to correct and to grow and to be better. So with that being said, I think for me, I think it's changed for the better
Okay.
because society, as messed up as it can be, there,
Mhm.
there's parts of society that has recognized the dysfunctions
Mhm.
and what is needed to correct it, right?
Mhm.
And so with that being so, when the information is out there,
Yeah.
now you just know, okay, this is what I need to be doing. You know, oh, it is okay to cry. Oh, it is okay to express my feelings.
Mhm.
Oh, it is okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
It is okay to recognize that you do have pride and that you have ego,
Mhm.
and what you need to do to combat that so
Yeah.
that you can be the best man that you can be, not just for society but also for your wife, also for your children, also for ministry, also for the workplace, wherever God places you at. So I think they have changed for the better. I think what we just need to do is get the information, learn it, absorb it, do the work, and walk in it.
Yeah. Is it hard? Was it hard for you to do the work? Because you're all again, you're always evolving and you're
Uh
always.
huh.
What was some of the processes that you did to keep your mindset where it's at to always continue forward and understand better as ahead of you?
It starts with my relationship with God.
Come through. Okay.
Okay. There's some things that you're just not going to get done as a man if God is not involved. Um, if He is the one that called us, if He first of all He created us with a purpose,
Mhm.
we would not be here unless a purpose was already established by God first.
Okay.
So God don't make mistakes. So whoever He allows in this earth is because there's a purpose and there's a plan uh, for that individual's life, and that's including me. So when I went through my trials and tribulation, my struggles of life, when it got to the place where I what got to my pain threshold,
Mhm.
meaning that um, I'm at a place where I got to make a decision.
Mhm.
Either I'm going to stay where I am or I'm going to seek help.
Okay.
And so I decided that if God brought me to where I am right now,
Mhm.
and even if where He brought me, I made bad choices and messed up. I heard that he's a father that still loves his prodigal son.
Watch your
Okay.
tone, Reverend. Watch your tone,
I
Reverend.
know, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be preachy in here.
No, go on and be
So
yourself, Doc. Be
yeah, okay.
yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so even though I had drifted in areas of my life, because I already came into my struggles with God. But when I got there, there's some things that I didn't do with him, nor did I seek him in. So when the consequences hit,
Mhm.
and I got to a place where there's nothing I can do in my own strength anymore, I knew where I can go. So I was that prodigal son in the pig pen, about to eat everything that the pigs were eating, until I what came to my senses and said, you know what, let me seek the Lord on this. Let me go to him. And when I went to him, he was the one that empowered me to make the necessary changes that I needed to make in my life. So in other words, there's some things that God would encourage and inspire you in through seeking him, through talking with him,
Mhm.
through coming to him in humility,
Yeah.
coming to him in transparency of what he already knows anyway. Because the power first was for me to acknowledge and recognize where I was and where my mistakes were. And once I did that, um, through that conversation, through that connection with God, the inspiration and the encouragement led me to a place to look at myself, look at the mess that I've made, correct those mistakes, clean up that mess, and do better. But
That's
I
what's
realized it could not have been done unless I sought the Lord first. Could not have been done.
Mhm. Was that hard for you to do?
Yes, in the
Really?
beginning.
Okay.
But this, let me tell you something. When there was enough experience with the Lord,
Mhm.
and when you get to a place where He's your only option,
Okay.
I had enough sense, you know, to say, okay, God, you know, um, this is where I am.
Mhm.
I need your help. This is where I am. I need your help.
Mhm.
And part of that was difficult. No, here you go. The difficult part was trying to keep was constantly trying to do stuff by myself.
Wow. Okay.
That was very difficult,
Mhm.
especially when what you're doing ain't working,
Okay.
right? So in my pride, it was difficult for me to come from pride over into humility.
Mhm. Mhm.
It was tough to make that transition.
Mhm. Mhm.
I wouldn't say so much that once I made that transition that it was easy to call upon God, because it actually made it better for me to call upon the Lord, because my pride was already dealt with. If anything that was difficult was getting rid of my self-will,
Yeah.
you know, my self-desires, my own intellect that I thought was enough to get me to where I needed to be, only to find out that my own ways was destroying me.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it was difficult to get past Kirkwood
Uh-huh.
and seek for um, someone else outside of him, and come to find out the Lord was the one I was supposed to be seeking the whole time.
That's who you needed all along. See, ain't that something?
Absolutely.
That is something amazing. It's just
Absolutely.
you've been seeking and serving him practically all your life.
Yes.
Maybe
Uh-huh.
maybe I ain't gonna say all your life, but
Yeah.
you've been seeking and serving him. So you knew him, you had a relationship with him, but it's just like somewhere along the line you decided that you were greater than I'm not saying that's what you said, but
Uh-huh.
you just got strong in your own will and you were like, hey, I kind of
Yeah.
got this. And then you really had to go back to your first love and
Yeah.
you're like, hey, here we
Because
go.
Tiff, we got children, okay?
Yeah.
And our kids will get to a point where, oh yeah, we got it. I got it.
Hmm. Hmm.
I got it, and then all of a sudden, hey, dad, yo,
I need you. So I
Yeah.
know listen,
Yeah.
I had a telephone conversation today. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get what you're making reference to. I don't put the
Exactly.
baby's business out there, but I had that conversation today. So I'm
Yes.
like, got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't
So
no girl
it's one of those
answer.
things. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was like I say, it was difficult leaving the comfort of my pride
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
over into the discomfort of being humble enough to know that I need help.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. So I'm nosy. You ready?
Okay.
So you are, I mean, I know you got your own business and you're always trying to help keep things so beautiful. Mhm.
Uh-huh.
So what is something that you think that you could share with us to keep us together? Like some areas, some key areas for us to focus on for personal growth and refinement, since you're such a refined and together individual. Mhm.
Be just be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Be honest about where you are. I think for me, let's talk about relationships real quick.
Talk to me. All right. This is a good one.
Um,
Let me fix my seats. Yeah.
yeah, we live, like I say, we're in this day and age. It's not that we have not been there, but it's really more prevalent now about relationships and about friendships, about.
Hey y'all, it's Tiffany Rochelle here, and I have a few offers just for you. The first one is my book, and it's called I Choose Me. Now, I have had to fight in some type of way or another, but the best fight that I fought is the battle of me. The old me versus the emerging me. Now, the old me always threw some good punches, but the emerging me knew how to stick and move because I learned the art of endurance. Try to hold hate with love, and you tell me who is strong. The second offer is a workbook I have called Gold Digger. Now, there are about 47 activities that we will go through so that you will be able to crush some of your goals for your life. You purchasing this book is one of the first of many steps to bettering your life. Lastly, I have a course on forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't just a nice thing to do. It can also be a powerful tool to bring marvelous change in your life. In this course, you'll learn how to effectively use the skills of forgiveness to help you lead a more peaceful and satisfying life. So, today, unleash the power of forgiveness to create a more meaningful life. Next, I want you to learn that it is okay for you to choose you. And lastly, develop a mindset to see and crush some of your goals. Looking so forward to growing with you. I'm excited for you and your growth. Grace and peace.
Go back to that. We're living a day and time where all these different, we got relationships, friendships, marriages, connections, all these different things, romances or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've come to find out is honesty and transparency is a must have.
Absolutely.
Um, we're talking about growth.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're not going to grow into what God has you to be unless you have a good connection.
Sure.
Um, and it doesn't have to be a romance. You can have a good platonic connection with someone. You can have a good brother sisterly connection. It can be man to man, woman to woman, or whatever as well. But relationships are very, very important. And how you operate in those relationships is crucial as well. I also believe that good relationships will expose areas of your life that you thought was okay, that you thought was good, right? you know,
Mm-hmm.
and in reality, hold on one second. My volume is In reality, that's not always, I'm sorry, in reality, a lot of times we think that we're good until a good relationship will test where we really are.
Real life.
Right. So, um, my
That's
thing right now is we need transparency, we need honesty,
mhm,
but we also need good connections with people because sometimes our next is going to require connecting with the right people. And connecting with the right people will require you to be honest and will require transparency so that you can evolve and you can grow into the next level that's needed for your next, if that makes sense. And
absolutely.
so my thing for anyone on here is don't be afraid of the next level.
Mhm.
Um, however, understand that the next level may require you to be connected with someone that not only has the us. I think a lot of times the next step or the next level will involve you connecting with someone that God has equipped your next with, right? Your next promotion, your next elevation, whatever it may be. However, what may be required for the most part is you being transparent and you being honest about where you are.
Mhm. That matters.
One of the reasons I say that is because when you read Nehemiah,
Mhm.
chapter 2.
Mhm. Give us the address, Doc. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Nehemiah chapter 2, it talks about how Nehemiah had already went and assessed the walls of Jerusalem and see how they were burned down and everything else.
Mhm.
And so when he came to the king, he had a sad countenance.
Okay.
And the king asked him a question.
Mhm.
Why are you sad? You know, what is going on? So right there was an opportunity for him to say, like sometimes most men like, oh, I'm good, I'm straight.
Mhm.
Right? Or what did he do? He went ahead and was transparent about where he was. Listen, King,
Mhm.
we got problems over here in Jerusalem. The walls are burned down, this and that,
Mhm.
blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah, right? And
Mhm.
so the king went on to ask him, said, well, what do you want me to do? What would you have me to do?
Mhm. Mhm.
Because of the fact that he was honest and he was transparent to the king,
Mhm.
he got the things that he needed to build the wall.
Mm. Yeah.
So he prayed earlier and asked God,
Mhm.
Lord, help us. How are we going to get this done? What do we need to do and this and that?
Mhm.
And God allowed Nehemiah to be in a situation where he was going to be challenged with his pride and
Mhm.
his ego.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, are you going to stand your pride and your ego and keep things to yourself or keep how
Right.
you feel to yourself? Or are you going to be open, honest, and transparent to somebody when they ask you a question?
Mhm.
Are you going to be open and honest about it? And
Yeah.
guess what? He was open and honest about it. And what happened? He ended up getting the help that he needed.
Yeah. That open and honest matters. And you
Yeah.
have to be open and honest with yourself. Because there's a lot of times we'll start lying to other individuals and we'll, got a facade that we want to keep up. But the minute that you decide to become honest with yourself,
Yes. Yes. Just the burden that it lifts when that happens. But then also the surprise
mhm,
that comes from the person that you're honest with, the unexpected surprise
yeah.
of them actually not only helping you,
Mhm,
but realizing that they assisted you to get to your next level
yeah.
from an unexpected place.
Yeah.
And I believe God sends people in our lives to do just that. And the things that we hold on to, the things that we keep to ourselves, God is going to confront that.
Mhm,
and say like, hey, if you're going to get to your next phase, you've been praying about this, you've been praying about that, you've been praying about blah blah blah. Guess what? The answered prayer is going to come through you being humble enough, strong enough, and courageous enough to be transparent and honest. And believe me, I'm gonna send the right person in your life. But the key to unlock what I placed in them to get you to where you need to be is going to require your honesty and your transparency.
Well, we need your Cash App, we need your Zelle, we need your PayPal. Listen here, sir.
This is through experience.
Right,
this is through experience.
Jesus
I'm not preaching anything just because it's in the Bible. I found myself being Nehemiah.
Wow. Now that's a story we all need to go back and read, and that probably is going to be a blessing to a lot of individuals. Just going back and seeing that, and it's amazing when you read the Bible where you find yourself at in there. That's one of the reasons why it's very important for us to read. Reading is fundamental. And it helps to educate us, and it edifies us. It helps to get us to or through what we're going through or where we need to go to. Like it's imperative. And good night. You just reminded me of that. Now you got, okay, it's not my moment.
Praise no. Hey, this is your show. It's your show. This the thing, Tiffany. This is the thing. We need to pray when we read the Bible. We need to pray and ask God to show us what we easily overlook.
Right.
There's a lot of practicality, a lot of messages in the message. As far as human behaviors, things of that nature, I mean, because first of all, to come to the king with a sad countenance can mean your death. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So for him to go to the king with a sad countenance and the king identify that could have brought him in a place of fear that he didn't want to say nothing, to influence the king or say, you know what, I'm going to take your head off, how dare you come before me like that? And then also that king represents the grace of God.
Come on, talk to us
about how we fail to go to God with something that he already knows. He just wants us to open up and say something.
Kirkwood.
Kirkwood. Woo! Because there's something about how we have the energy, the desire, the faith to pray for others, but that same energy is not always for ourselves.
Jeez.
And the reason is because what we forget about with other folks is the same thing that we deal with. And the same thing that we deal with is we know our history.
Yeah.
We know what's on our record. We know what we did, an hour ago before we even come to God. You see what I'm saying? And we think that just because God got this list of things that that he knows about, that he ain't gonna listen to us. He ain't studying you. And so we project our feelings onto God to a place where we don't even want to come to him what he already been telling us. I already know.
Right. Come on to me. Come on, I know this.
I just want you to open up and be honest about where you are and what you need, and allow me to show you what type of loving and gracious God that I am. Because son or daughter, it really ain't got much to do with you, but it has everything to do with my son who died for you.
Wow. Sir, I want to tell you I appreciate you. This is what conversations with you are always like. I kid you not. It didn't never feel. I don't call you. I don't text you and tell you. I don't DM you and tell you any of my business. Like, oh, listen, what's going on? But every single time I have conversations with you, I always want to be like, get out my business.
I know. Right? Yeah. I mean, why not have conversations with someone that that we can relate to where we are, you know.
Absolutely.
It's very important to have people that can relate to where we are. And you know what? That's walking with God too. That's very important, you know.
That's very
So
important. That's very important. I really appreciate you.
very important.
Kirkwood, you are a blessing to me and my lovers and friends. I promise you that. I need to know, how do we stay in contact? I know how to stay in contact with you. I know how to reach you.
Yeah.
But how do the lovers and friends get the opportunity to be graced with your presence, to be inspired on your pages and get you?
Well, listen, you can find me on Facebook at Rodney Kirkwood Senior. I'm on Facebook, so you can find me on there. You also can find me on Instagram up on the Sir Kirkwood, up on the Instagram there. And I also have, I'm also a co-host of a podcast called Total Man Podcast, where these type of conversations I had by my co-host Mandrill McLaughlin Jr. I'm the sword on there, and he's the shark. You know, we can explain all of that, all of those things later. But you can find us on all of your platforms where you can hear a podcast. You know, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on Google Play. And so those are 3 areas that you can find us at. So come check us out. You know, Total Man Podcast. Also, you can find me on Facebook as well as Instagram. So hey, let's connect. Let's encourage one another, and let's continue to grow. You know,
absolutely, man. I kid you not. I'm all inspired and such. Man, I kid you not. You done shifted my mindset.
Good.
I'm so thankful. Tell me this. What is the final word that you would love to empower anybody to hear? The last word. If they think of your name, see your name, they're going to always remember this word.
Persevere. Persevere. 1 Peter 4:12, thinking not strange, the fiery trial, which is to try you as though some strange thing is happening to you, but rejoice in so much that you are partakers of Christ's suffering. And that right there, God is telling us to persevere. And it's in our perseverance where God can hand over the promises that he has for us. So persevere, y'all. Persevere with your family. Persevere on the job. Persevere in ministry. Persevere even when dealing with yourself. You know, persevere. That's a blessing to perseverance. Yeah.
Man, and this is why you are the sword. I promise you, I knew it. Hey, anybody that is a part of that's watching this broadcast, they gonna understand now. That boy shot.
Yeah, hey, listen, man. So, but it's been a joy. It's been a joy.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you gracing our presence with you. Join us next time, y'all, on the Same Hear My Heart channel at the same Hear My Heart time. I'm going to say grace and peace. What do you want to say to the people for? You going to say bye, peace out, what? What's your word?
Bye, peace out, grace and peace. Have a great evening. Have a blessed week ahead. And matter of fact, may God bless you tremendously for the rest of this year. May you see it each and every day. May it manifest in your life each and every day. How about that?
Well, and it is so, such as it was.
There you go.